Do it.
Welcome to the Banter, brought to you by Berserk Athletic. I'm Dave. That's Hobbsy, and we got a special guest with us today. Our guy, Big Hubbard. Man, what is going on, brother?
What is up? Glad I could be on, man. This is
Hey,
cool.
man, glad to have you. But first off, before we even get started, we got to give the man a shout out. Happy birthday to Hobbsy.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
wasn't going to hit you up on Facebook. I wasn't going to send you a message. I'm going to do it on here on the show.
Appreciate
Man,
you.
brother, good to have you as a friend. Good to have you around for another year.
Whew, yeah.
You're living life to the fullest, my man. Trust me. Right now, I'm telling you right now, man, just keep doing what you're doing, my man. How old are you now?
41.
41.
Yes,
Youngster.
sir.
Now you're getting near the top of the mountain before we start going down.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I fucking feel like I'm going down already. All day today. I went out, I had the day off, and I went out and obviously instead of just like relaxing, which I probably should have done, I got a wild hair up my ass and decided I was a fucking tree trimmer.
I hear you.
So I took the pole saw out in the backyard and went fucking ham on the trees in my backyard.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I'm like, you know what? I already don't like this. So about 3 hours into it, I'm like, I'm hurting. I'm going back inside.
well, since everybody knows we're just two ordinary guys, we got about a third ordinary guy in with us today. Nothing fancy about our situations, no fancy studios. Just three guys that talk about everyday shit, real shit, and sports and all that other stuff combined. But what we are starting to get to be seen for, the lids. Hobbsy, we'll go ahead and start with you first.
I got the old school Modesto A's at. They're no longer around. I don't know what they're Modesto something else now, but this is the old one of the old vintage Modesto A's minor league caps.
Yep. Hubbard, I see what you're rocking, man.
Rocket City Trash Pandas, brother.
Very nice.
Man, nothing better than minor league caps, I'll tell you that.
Oh, they're the greatest.
I tell you what. Now, I tell Hobbs a fan something.
This
is a Mexican league from called the Cordoba Coffee Makers.
I like
Nice.
They were a Mexican baseball league team that played, oddly enough, like a couple of years at a time. But let me tell you something interesting about this team. The legendary Pete Rose's son played with this team right here.
Nice.
So they got the San Diego Padre brown and gold. Got the little emblem on the side. Then on back, if you can, got a little coffee cup on back.
Nice.
So, man, you know what? I don't even know where to start with today. I mean, how's this your birthday?
Yeah.
I know you and I trying to message each other back and forth, so we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Don't want to put a damper on your situation, but I'm going to give you a little bit situation what's been going on with me.
Bring it on, man.
I myself, my friend, I didn't realize this, has had some health issues, gone to the doctor about, and stuff I've been hiding from family, friends, and everything else, man, is I have kind of been, I guess you would say, addicted to over-the-counter stuff. So I am taking the right steps. I'm getting healthier as I go. And from that point forward, I'm just, sky's the limit for me right now, man. It's just taking it a day at a time, getting everything situated. But, hey, man, when you got stuff going on in your life and you're scared of certain things in life, that you do whatever you can to try to overcome that and not realize that you become dependent on something. And it takes control of your body. And that's what's happened to me. That's why we didn't do our show Friday. It just, a lot was heavy on me. I had to do a lot of fighting over the weekend, just kind of lack of sleep, attitude change. But, man, I trusted doctors, which I don't easily do.
Right.
They got me back on track. And I'll tell you right now, I am finishing up part of my medication, and this is the best I haven't felt in a long time.
Good.
So,
good to hear, man.
Yeah, man. So other than that, man, I had to do it for me. I had to do it for my family and kids. Didn't want to put a damper on anything, but man, I'm happy to be back, man. Of course, it's your birthday, and we brought the man.
Man, I'll tell you what.
The legend.
Anything you go through like that, I mean, you're funny of all the people we could have on here right now. The two people that are on here with you can tell you all about what it's like to go to a different source of something.
Yeah.
To make things numb or go away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Been there.
Well, there's no secret me and Hub have both enjoyed a fair share of whiskey and booze and everything in between there in our lifetime of adventures.
Well, and I have myself understood that and what it's like to go through. Sometimes you turn a little bit to alcohol, but it never really succumbed to me. But this for one just became so bad, man, where I was so dependent on it that it was, even when I sat in with the doctor's office, I had it in my pocket. And
it's easy to get hooked.
What people don't understand is, you could talk about meth, you could talk about cocaine, you could talk about some of the big drugs, but some of the drugs that you can purchase from behind the counter or in front of the counter can mess you up just as bad.
Oh yeah,
as
no doubt about
that
it.
stuff can.
That's what's scary, man.
It's scary, but man, like I said, now it's just battling over the mental aspect of it all and getting right back on track, man. But I feel good. I've been sleeping well.
Good.
That's all good, man. I tell you right now, they had to put me on some steroids to kind of help build stuff up. And whoo, I'm a little
feeling good.
Little pumped up. I don't like it though, because I do have the anxiety side. Yeah. The anxiety side does kind of mess with me a little bit. Cause me to break out a little bit in the hives. But I don't need caffeine drinks right now.
Man,
man, what'd you do for a birthday this evening? Did you go out to dinner?
No, I did not. So I too have had kind of a week. So I don't know what came over me. I don't know if it was my birthday or what it was, but I kind of got in a funk and I couldn't get out of it. So I've been kind of a grumpy bear. So kind of a grumpy bear. It's always, this whole life is nonstop. We go into one sport, then we go into another sport, and then something else comes up, and then something else comes up, and then something else comes up. And then you throw work on top of it, and you throw everything on it. And you know how it is, man. You're just like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's always something, and then, you get money, you're ahead, and then something breaks, something goes wrong, and then, it's just been one of those weeks where I started the week off, and I'm just like, I fucking hate everything.
Yeah. So adulting sucks.
Yeah,
it does.
Man. So I kind of was. I just been kind of I don't know. Birthdays are just birthdays anymore, man. I'm always thankful that everybody's still here and I get to celebrate them. So the wife did bring me home a ginormous cookie cake, and I will fuck with that. So
you should have brought some over, man.
Dude, there's enough left, unless Braden ate the whole thing. Because, now that wrestling's over, Braden ate, the first slice he took of the cake was like this. And I'm like, nice work. But, so had some cookie cake, made some chicken Alfredo for everybody. It's, it's a big hit in the house. It's hard to please two little ladies, a growing boy, and something the wife will eat, all while I'm just trying to sit on my ass and not cook anything and somehow end up cooking stuff. But it's been all right, man.
I said I had a couple frozen burritos for dinner.
Yeah, but you've been throwing down on that old fucking flat top, huh?
Oh yeah, I threw down last weekend. It was good.
Oh yeah.
Since we got you on, man, one thing that I'm sure you kind of caught on that Hobbs and I like to do, man, is give kudos to you dads out there, man. And brother, what I'm seeing with you, you were killing it with the little girl.
Super
man, I'm sure she has got you wrapped around
every little finger she got on her hands.
Little finger and all. man, from being, I mean, we could all kind of three relate, being the type of guys we were and stuff like that. Tell us how much a little one, not only just a little one, but a little girl can change your life.
Well, so she was a surprise.
Uh-huh.
I got with my wife. It was 5 years, be 6 years next month,
Holy shit.
and we didn't, we really didn't know. I didn't know if I could even have them, and she's my age. She's 45, and she'd had some female problems in her 20s, and she didn't know if she was able, and boom, all of a sudden, wow, I'm pregnant. So I'm like, holy shit. I was nervous, excited, and July 16th, 2019, my world changed, man. My little girl was born and I was instantly hooked. I mean,
that happens. That happens.
I mean, I can't explain it in words. It's just so, whoa. I mean, you see her instantly. You're just like, I will do anything for this kid.
Yes,
this baby.
sir.
And I don't care. I mean, I'll go to the depths of hell for her. And she knows it, and she knows she got daddy wrapped around her finger, and I would do anything and give her anything.
How old is she now?
She's 4.5. She'll be 5 in July, starting preschool and all.
Your little girl's just a little bit younger than mine, because mine will be turning 6.
Yeah.
And so yours turns 5, man.
Yeah,
So,
it's funny because she's 4.5, but she has like her own little, her personality. Like she's a lot of her dad. I mean, she gives us shit. I'm getting paid back tenfold, but she is smart as a whip. I mean, just
so
comes up
everything
with
you're
something new every day, and I'm like, where the hell did you hear this at? Her favorite, she loves music. Music is like her deal, but it's not music like you would think. Like her favorites is Prince, which
I was
Purple Rain.
singing Purple Rain, man.
Oh yeah, she was singing Purple Rain the other day. Just Purple Rain. I'm like, yeah, go Bellamy. She likes Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie. The other day, or it was a couple months ago, I came home and she was singing Earth, Wind, and Fire, September. She's like, oh, tell me you. I'm like, where the hell did you hear this at? YouTube. She's on YouTube all the time, either on her tablet or on one of the phones or on the TV, listening to music. But she really likes Taylor Swift because she sees her on the Chiefs games. So that's her favorite now.
Well, man, I will say this, and I know tease Hobbs a little bit, because he got lucky enough where he's got little girls, but he got them potty trained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was fun.
I was gonna say, he's fortunate though he didn't have to deal with the potty training too much.
Yeah,
but I'm sure the attitudes, are
yeah,
about the same.
They're at the age where you're just like, oh, I want to throw you against the wall.
Oh, I got
that
preteen,
early teenage years.
I can't
wait for that.
Oh,
that's
well,
gonna
I'll
be
give
fun.
you one to wait for. So here you go. And trust me, this is how I know the situation I am in. So I get up the other day, I get up every morning about 5 a.m., go to the throne, do my sports reading for the day. I walk in there and, they're at that age. And one of them opted not to flush the toilet or forgot to. And, of course, then I thought I literally, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something happened. So then I was like, Whoa. So of course, naturally, had to wake up Ashley. And I went and got Ashley. I'm like, I need you for a second. She was wanting. I'm like, this is not my forte. So I opened the door and I said, "There you go." And she's like,
Fix it.
all right. And I'm like, yeah, just whatever, make that not happen no more.
Do your thing.
Make it go away.
I'm out on that. I just want to sit here and read some Sports Center and stuff. If it's all good. So there's that, and then you know how I am. Just hilariously, they get home from school, and I'm like, hey, I know this is embarrassing, but somebody needs to either wrap something up or flush it. I'm like, I wasn't ready for that. It's not how my day starts. It's too much. So of course, then I'm getting the eye rolls and the oh my god, and of course, that's it's going to be a good time. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to enjoy something like that.
Can't wait.
And then of course, last night was the we're doing dishes, and I'm like, why don't you guys just knock those tag team those so you can just get it over with, not fight over it. Just hurry up. You would think the solution is all right, just teamwork makes a dream work, and just knock them out and be done with them, right? Now that turned into a whole nother fucking whole debacle where Mama Bear come out firing, ready to fucking eat children and beat things. So I'm like, well, good luck with that. So yeah, it's always a trip, but it's always good entertainment. I don't think there's anything I could laugh about more than the amount of eye rolls and under the breath, whatever they call me under the breath. I don't even know how many good names there are, but they've probably thought of all of them. So and then of course being the lovely pestering dad that I am, trying to see what name I can get called next. I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you poke the bear.
Always, every me every chance I get. But like I said, the littlest one, she likes to play fuck around and find out, which is awesome. Like she's got a little. She's been around me enough. She talks some pretty savvy shit. So I'm like, ooh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, Bellamy's got a little. She can talk back with the best of them at 4.5 already.
I love it.
Like
I love it.
I'll get on to her and she's like, "Don't talk to me." I'm like, "Listen here, you're fucking 4.5.
Hey,
I will talk to you if I want."
I go through the same thing.
Yeah.
Wait till they walk in. If when she's 5 or 6, it goes, "Hey," and you ask them how their day at school was. They just tell you, "I don't want to talk about it right now. I just need some time."
Oh yeah, Bellamy already says that. I'll get home from work and it'll be like, "What'd you do today, Bellamy?" "Don't talk to me, Dad. I'm trying to watch this." And she's watching some stupid on YouTube or something on the TV. I'm like, "Oh, sorry,
dude." So about the stupid shit on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't think that. I think that's just like a progression of age thing. Because the shit that I walk in here onto my TV in the front room, when I get home from work or something, the shit the girls is watching makes my brain hurt. I'm like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah. So Boogs will watch. Bellamy will literally watch people open fucking toys.
Yep.
I mean, she's and then she's like, "Oh, Dad, I want that. I want that. I want that." Every time I'm like, "Okay, you have that. You have that. You ain't getting that." Or she'll watch. I mean, she's 4, so she watches dumb stuff.
Well,
I mean,
man, what is like? I know you sit there and said when you first saw her, and you think, I'm gonna do everything for you, man. Like, how has that alone just changed your life? Like, what things have you noticed you started doing differently now compared to, say, beforehand?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. So before Bellamy was born, before America got pregnant, we were drinking every weekend at the bar Friday, Saturday, just living life, having fun, no responsibilities, I didn't, I was 39, 40 when she was born. I didn't think I was going to have kids, I was just hanging out, having fun, having a blast. And then once she got pregnant and then everything kind of started to snowball, I'm like, listen, I kind of had I don't know, a heart to heart with myself, I guess.
Yeah, I had an epiphany.
Yeah, epiphany. I'm like, listen, dude, you got a kid coming. You need
Yeah.
to figure it the fuck out, you know? So I just kind of, I mean, I still enjoy some beers and stuff here and there, but I'm not a weekend warrior like I was every weekend. I'll have a couple beers throughout the week and maybe have, but
Well,
everything I do to try to better my family for the sake of my daughter, my wife, myself.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's yeah, it makes you grow up a lot. I grew up big time in you know, in just a short period of time because I had to, because it
Yeah.
wasn't just me. Now I have a daughter, and now America and I got married in October, so it was now it's
Well,
the whole
you
fam.
look at it now. Here we are. If we would have said 5-6 years ago, you think us three would have been sitting here doing a podcast on Hobbs' birthday? No.
No.
We probably would have been meeting him at the bar,
Mm-hmm.
throwing down some drinks.
Yeah, I'll
And here
add to
we
that.
are.
Let me add to that. When I see us three on a podcast on Hobbs's birthday talking about kids, absolutely not. I
No
saw
chance.
Mikey's mom. It was after Mikey got married, and then uh um I had Bellamy, and I was like, and then our buddy Richard, he was getting married. I'm like, can you believe Mikey's married? I'm having a kid or have a kid, and Richard's getting married. I said, hell's officially froze over, and she's like,
Good.
yep.
Yeah.
Well,
If you, Dave, if you knew Richard, whew, the three of us, the three of us at a certain stage of life in many years ago, there ain't a fucking person on earth that would have pegged that for happening.
yeah.
We
You
were
talk
a
about living
debacle.
Yes, a disaster
But
of awesome.
A disaster of awesome.
Well, man, I tell you what, from what I'm seeing, follow you on social media and everything, man. You're doing a great job with your daughter, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Keep it up, my brother, because sometimes as dad and Hobbs and I have taught this a lot, man, that sometimes, we put a lot of weight on our shoulders.
Yeah,
You
a
know,
ton.
you put a lot of what do you say? Heavy lies the crown, right?
Heavy lies the crown.
And,
Yes, sir.
I could just say, you know, guilty of it. I was finding it out to try to keep that crown on. And sometimes you got to take a step back, man, and really find yourself. And, not saying what I was doing and what I did is to the extreme that some people are, but it's an eye opener. It
Oh
really
yeah.
is. Man, because you think you have it together and you don't. So, but man, God, is the sports world.
Oh yeah. Oh my.
It is kind of.
What a life.
Listen, let me first start off. I mean, we saw the NFL Combine. I watched some of it. I didn't watch a lot of it.
Freaks.
I watched. I love watching, if anything, the D line and the O line. I love them going at it. Let's see. Just God, just yeah. You just nothing you can say. These boys are these guys, these men are just freaks
Yeah.
of nature.
Florida State D tackle running a fucking retarded 40, and when he got done, going, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah.
as he was finishing it, that was nuts.
Yeah.
Man,
You
good
had
dude.
who was the receiver that ran the 4-2?
Xavier
Oh
Worthy,
yeah. Where was he from?
Texas.
Yeah. Yes. The dude was
On
smoked.
a lot of mock drafts, that's exactly who the Chiefs are picked to take.
Mm-hmm.
He's right there on that mock draft thing. But boy, he 165 pounds.
Yeah.
That's little, dude.
165 pounds. I guess he plays at 185, and he dropped all that weight to break that. He wanted to do that
Well,
40 thing, so he came in
how
weighing
much does
165,
Devontae Smith weigh? I mean, he's tiny.
107 pounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
there ain't no.
I mean,
That dude is a prime. Throw it deep. If he were a chief,
go get it.
Mahomes throw bombs. Yeah, don't get hit.
Yeah.
The
But
dude,
We're not going to
Blake
ask you to go
Corum,
across the middle.
Blake Corum
Oh, Brett
threw up a
Corum,
bit,
he's a
like,
stud.
yeah, his bench press. He tied the damn giant offensive lineman
Yeah.
for reps.
yeah.
That's nuts. The one's 205, one's like 375, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta ask you two, because I've been following a lot of it. What the Bears are gonna do. Is Caleb Williams, in your opinion, worth it? If you watched him play, if you watched anything about not just the highlights, is he worth the Bears trading down or getting rid of Justin Fields to make Caleb number one?
I'll go first, Hobbs, if you want. So I had a discussion with a buddy of mine, ironworker buddy of mine, this weekend, just about that. The same topic. I think Caleb Williams' attitude is shit. I mean, does he have a lot of talent? Yes. I think he's a little overhyped. I mean,
I agree.
the dude couldn't win in the Pac-12. He hasn't won anything except the Heisman Trophy. But I think the Bears would be smart to trade back and put some receivers, some options for Justin Fields, because he hasn't had anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think the dude's going to be a bust. That's just my opinion. But like me and my buddy were discussing, these kids coming out now with the NIL. I mean, that dude's already made $10 million before
Yeah.
he's even set on a NFL football field. So kids are going to be doing this now. We're like, I'm not doing anything at the combine. I don't care if you draft me or not. I'm already a millionaire. You know, that's the bad thing about the name, image, likeness thing, in my opinion. Do the kids need money? Get money. Yeah, get paid, get all the money you need. But it does shed a bad light, I think, to a certain point on college athletics. And I think they're going to have to do something about how much a kid can make.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid's a millionaire before he even steps on an NFL football field, and he thinks he's the best thing ever.
Well, and he's also not hiring an agent. He thinks he's going to do it by himself.
He needs to fire his dad.
Well,
His dad's an asshole. His dad's an asshole.
Yeah.
What you think about him?
I don't. Well, first off, I'll go on Fields first. I don't think Fields is what's wrong with the Chicago Bears.
I agree.
I think everything else is what's wrong with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Fields, as a running quarterback, is top, maybe if he stays on the field, doesn't get killed by his dog shit offensive line. That's hot garbage. I mean, they're not that good. When he's in there, not hurt. Tell me another quarterback that's better with the ball than maybe Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And that maybe. The dude, when he does throw it, there was a one game this year when DJ Moore was getting all hyped up again. DJ Moore's a good wide receiver, but he's their only wide receiver. Mooney was coming off a knee.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to take Mooney out of a game. He's a deep ball guy. Moore had that one game where Fields threw for like 400 yards and like 3 tutties, and looked great, looked fine. And maybe I don't remember who they were playing, but you don't just do that if you're not talented. The dude's not shitty. It's when you have no running backs. Your running backs are gone. You're playing with 2 rookie running backs, or a second year running back, Roshan Johnson, who was a rookie that couldn't stay on the field. You got gigantic, what's his name? I don't remember the guy's name. The other big running back that looks like Derrick Henry that they had running the ball something this year. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Herbert?
you have a revolt, huh?
Is it Herbert? Khalil Herbert?
He was there, and then the I can't remember the guy's name. He ran the ball for the Panthers last year too. But
Okay,
you got you got a rotating door running backs. You've got a wishy-washy offensive line. You've got a young defense that's got some talent, but isn't going to get you the ball back enough. And you're in a division where my Lions are getting bad. Are getting to be the bad dudes, big boys in that group. The Packers are still good. You got two playoff teams right there, and the Vikings were right there until what's his name got hurt, till Cousins got hurt. So you're in a tough division already, and they don't make good moves there, man. They never have. They don't. The Bears in general screw it up. So you're going to bring Caleb Williams in, and okay, that's great, and you have another pick, but I mean, he couldn't. I don't mean it's bad, but yeah, he won a Heisman. But then last year, you started seeing the cracks in him.
Yeah.
You're not going to go in, and then here's a question: even if he's got all the talent in the world, if he's got a shit for brains like he comes off like he does, and that attitude, where are you at when you start the season and say you're fucking 2-8? What kind of attitude are you going to get? When's it going to be? When's it going to start with the I need more playmakers, or I didn't, I'm not playing for this, or and unfortunately he kind of comes off like that dude.
Yeah.
So I hate that, but I think Justin Fields has done everything right. It's hard to stay on the field and not get injured when you have to run for your life all the time. Does he hold on to the ball too long? Yes. Does Caleb Williams have the same problem if you've watched any of his college film? Yes. Tries to make plays out of nothing, holds on to the ball too long. He's going to run into the same thing, and he's going to have to do it a lot faster because everybody knows NFL line, I don't know what the coverage thing is, but it's like something faster. A quarterback
like
in the NFL, and it's like
faster.
Yeah.
It's like
so
you got to get rid of the ball in less than 2.5 seconds. So
okay, and if Moore's covered, and say even if they draft one of the rookie wide receivers that's got all the talent in the world, whether it's any of those, Adunze, whether it's Harrison, whether it's the kid from LSU, those guys are still going to be facing NFL cornerbacks in a tough division and getting jammed and pressed off the line in double coverage. And if Moore's covered too, you're in the same situation. Does he run like Justin Fields? Though is a question. He better hope he does. Yeah, he better hope he does.
My take on him is this: if I'm the Bears, you kind of said it too, is basically you get rid of Fields to bring in Caleb Williams to basically do the exact same thing you asked Justin Fields to do.
Man, trade back and get picks.
So why don't you trade back? Try to pick up as many picks as you can. Build around Justin Fields. Give Justin Fields some weapons to see what he can do.
Exactly.
Give it another 2 years, and then say, okay, maybe we should go, because all you're doing is recycling the same process. Because coming out of college, Justin Fields was just as highly as regarded as Caleb Williams in my eyes.
Exactly.
So, I watched some of the quarterbacks, just the highlights more than anything. Didn't watch, I love watching the old lineman and the D lineman truck down to 40.
I'll tell you what, dude, that Tennessee fucking quarterback, I don't care if he sucks or not, can absolutely launch football. 70 yards, and he just threw a dime. And then he did the little boop at the end of it. Like, dude, I don't give a shit what else you do. Just go out there and throw deep balls all the time. I'd sign that guy just throw Hail Marys.
But, football's kind of, everybody's getting ready for the draft, seeing who's doing what. I guess some of the big questions for the Chiefs is, are they going to do what they can to keep Jones? Who knows? Someone said, I saw something that possibly Dallas, the Cowboys, are putting a strong push for him. So, who knows?
What, dude? And it's
I think they're going to try everything they can to sign him. I
Well, and
hope.
now they don't have their. If it was a free agent wide receiver they were looking for,
Yeah.
now
They're
we're
going.
done. Like
Yeah.
now you're into
Pittman signed
now you're
yesterday,
yeah you're literally into
or
you're
franchise tagged him.
yeah Higgins is franchise tagged. Your Evans is signed. Now you're
Signed.
looking at like Pittman signed or franchise tagged. Now you're looking at like Hollywood Brown, Darnell Mooney, Josh Reynolds from the Lions, Odell. You kind of watch the next couple weeks. Gabe Davis would be. I would not mind if the Bills got Gabe Davis from the Bills. I'd be all about that. But you're in that. Not a whole lot of the guy. I mean, someone's going to get overpaid, and you're only looking to upgrade over MVS, honestly, which shouldn't be hard. Anybody I just named is better than MVS. And then, and then now you're in a spot like there where you go all in for Chris Jones. You ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, give that money to him. And then you figure out the left tackle situation. Like Tyron Smith from the Cowboys, he's older. Donovan Smith was older too, but sign a legit left tackle because or somebody that's gonna protect Patrick for the year.
Yeah.
Maybe a year deal, 2-year deal. Put the money in those two. See what you're gonna get for Snead. Somebody's gonna trade something too much for him. We're gonna get a pick there, and then you look and see in the draft. You can do a lot of things there. You could set where you're at.
Yeah.
We could put a package deal together. You might be able to get Snead and somebody else and kind of throw something at somebody else and see if we can get a package deal for somebody or get up in the draft high enough to get one of if they really like a receiver. There's a lot of ways to go. I just don't think I really don't think they're going to unless Chris Jones gets offered like some kind of obscene, stupid amount of money, like from the Cowboys or something. He doesn't seem like the type of dude that's going to go play for a dog shit team. And I don't mean those Cowboys go to playoffs every year, but they're still a dog shit team.
Yeah.
I know he said in the parade, he wants to come back. So we'll see if he's.
I hope he does. I mean, we need him. I'd be lying if I didn't say we did. I feel like it's like Mahomes. It's like as long as Jones is out there, it's inevitable that he's going to disrupt the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The dude he's a difference maker
never
for
fails.
sure.
Yeah, and it's the heart of our defense. So
yeah,
like I said, it's so hard. Football is everything's getting prepared for. So it's like combine's now over. So now it's just hearsay. What you gonna hear? How people are ranking quarterbacks. Who's gonna go? Number one. Who's the second quarterback off the board? All that stuff. Other than that, man, God, I'm just like, it's gonna come quick when you think about it. But
draft time and then right back in it.
Yeah, free agency starts the 14th.
Yeah,
I think it is. The first
everybody's like signed within like 2 days.
First 3 days of free agency is just crazy.
Yeah,
and I can't wait for it.
But man, I'm gonna switch it up. Hubbard, are you a big college baseball guy?
I follow some, a little bit here and there. I do like it.
Going.
Hey, I am a huge
Horned Frogs,
huge college baseball guy. TCU is off to an amazing start. They're like 12-0 at the moment. They actually, I may get some tickets depending on the weather this Saturday. They are in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yes, sir.
So I may have to go out there, catch a game, see TCU. I have to say this, Hub. I know you like you say you sort of follow it. The name Drew Burress, freshman from Georgia Tech. I'm gonna throw this out to you. The kid, 5'8", maybe 165, 70 pounds solid. Comes out. He's a freshman leading the NCAA in home runs right now.
Yeah, I saw that stat today.
He just hits tanks.
2 home runs in the first inning in one game.
Damn.
Then comes back the following game and goes 4 for 4 with 4 bombs.
And
That's
didn't he
a day.
hit 5 home runs that week before that?
Yes.
Or something like
well,
that? 5 total for the week?
Yeah, so the kid is killing it down at Georgia Tech. Like, absolutely killing it. And if you ever catch the kid,
He's good.
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out.
I will say this. He had a chance that he could have went pro, come out in the draft, was told he's too small. But after seeing him hit, they said, dude, if you were 6'2", you'd have been first round.
Yeah.
I followed the kid, through his travel ball, watched him on the YouTube videos. I got to watch him one night and was like, okay, who is this kid? Absolute stud.
Yeah. What position does he play?
Outfielder. He did. I don't know if I think he's their center fielder, but he's also their leadoff hitter.
Yeah. And just rakes. Just drops dick.
He's their leadoff hitter.
Leadoff
hitter. I'll just lead the in home run.
If you ever want to sit there and just want to watch some random baseball because you love the game, I don't know if you caught it. That Clemson, South Carolina series was absolutely nuts. You talking shit talking, walk-offs,
well, you know that's
flips,
happen, man.
hit batters. That atmosphere was absolute nuts compared to what I saw, the highlights of the Texas A&M Texas game.
I was getting ready to say, did you see that?
Oh, that was absolute nuts too, man.
Well, you're talking about schools that absolutely hate each other. It doesn't matter what sport they're playing. They hate each other.
Yeah. Did you see the Virginia-Washington score today?
Or
Virginia-George Washington.
I saw it was like the first inning was already like 15-1 or something.
26
when I saw
to 12.
Damn.
It's a football score.
Yeah.
26 to 12.
Here's a complaint that a lot of people have with college baseball is you always save your big arms for the weekend series. And they always said the midweek series, they usually throw their, to me would be like in the major leagues would be your 5-6 guys.
Yeah.
So they get tattooed on a little bit. So
they do get shelled on pretty good.
And the scores go up. So, man, I tell you what, Drew Burress, the kid is absolutely killing it. Man, the intensity of some of the rivalry games already. East Carolina beat North Carolina, and in North Carolina, that absolutely they went nuts. They took 2 out of 3. I tell you what, man, TCU is playing absolute great ball.
They're good.
All the upsets from small schools, which kind of leads me to this.
I was thinking got beat the other day.
Who did?
The Camels.
Yeah, they did.
Damn it.
So this got me thinking of something, because I know around here, and Hubbard, I'm sure you know, everybody's heard of the UCM Mules and their baseball program. It's very top tier D2 program.
Pretty good.
I would love to see an exhibition game between UCM versus MU. How do you think that would go?
Well, I haven't followed MU. Are you talking baseball or basketball?
Baseball.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't followed MU this year. I don't know how they haven't been that good the last few years in baseball, but I know they probably beat them in basketball for sure because Mizzou fucking sucks.
But I was sitting there thinking that is all like if you would take one of the top tier D2 programs, now a couple national championships down there, you know, just one of the top there is. If you put them up against a top, a D1 college around the way, how it would fare out. Because Hobbs and I both always say, college baseball is a little different than, say, college football, college basketball.
Oh yeah.
But
UCM could beat Missouri in a series.
yeah,
I don't. I mean, like you said, as well as I do. It's all about pitching.
yeah, it
You
is.
know, Mizzou. I don't mean this bad. I mean, the only thing Mizzou's got going for them is they play in the toughest conference in college.
They've got 9 ranked in the top 25.
Yeah. So
The
I mean,
SEC.
that's. I know it sounds crazy, but I wouldn't be shocked if UCM didn't take a game out of a series from them.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked one bit.
No.
But
it would.
like
It would
at the same
surprise me.
time,
But like I said,
it's just tough because that conference, man. It's even the worst team in the SEC is going to be pretty goddamn good.
Pretty fucking good.
So I mean, but like UCM's a different animal. That's you're talking.
That's what I said.
That's a really well coached, very 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 talented group of players that consistently go there, and there's probably some. We all know there's probably some D1 kids there that, for one reason or another, can't go to a D1 school or transferred from a D1 school or had issues at a D1 school that, CMS or a couple of those schools would be happy to take on.
Oh yeah.
And it don't change the talent on the field one bit.
No.
So.
Well, I will tell you right now, the last time I checked, UCM was ranked number 3. And then we have also another local school, Missouri Southern, who's ranked top 15.
They're good.
D2. So,
They're
that's what we
super
always
good
try to talk about, man. We got great baseball around here.
Well, you're spoiled.
We are spoiled. We're very spoiled. So, but, basketball season, we got March Madness coming around.
You guys are going to have to pick on my bracket. I don't have a clue.
I will have to say it.
KU's not that good this year.
Dave had to tell me. I had no idea.
Mizzou's 0 for the SEC, so.
I had sat there and gotten so mad at my Kansas Jayhawks, I hadn't watched them a couple games. And I decided to sit down and watch them last night, and they blew out K-State, little brother, by, it ended up being 20, a little over 20, something like 23. So you kind of have, maybe you go, okay, look, I'll come back for a minute, and then you'll blow it in the tournament. So I just.
Yeah. They were talking on the radio. KU may not make it out of the first weekend.
First weekend.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard, and I will tell you that right now. First weekend, done. It's. I love Bill Self and everything he's done for the program, but this year with the players, we have no outside shooting. We're inconsistent. He went back to the big guy. I wish now that after we got him now, seeing him play, kind of wish he would have went somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you can't teach 7-2.
Have you seen that kid from Mizzou that's 7'5" and he is dog shit? Big white kid.
I saw it.
Oh God. Like, I'm not a big basketball fan. I don't watch it that much, but I watch Mizzou every once in a while. I'll watch a little bit of Kansas here and there. Not a Kansas fan at all, but anyway, I'm like, this dude is terrible. Like, he is so uncoordinated, but then he's chucking up 3-pointers, and they're just. I'm like, this guy sucks. Go Mizzou.
Yeah, they're like 0 in
0-17 in the SEC.
Yeah, conference play.
Yeah, they got one game left. LSU.
Jesus Christ, that's horrendous. That's so bad. So bad.
Man,
wrestling team's good.
Right now is spring training is in the. I tell you what, man, it's up and it's running. I'm anxious to see the Royals. I really am.
I'm too.
Did you see Seth Lugo's fucking stat line today?
No.
I see.
I know it's spring training, but let me hold on a second. Let me find this. This was let me tell you what, that if that's our number one, and I know I get they made their first round of roster cuts this week, but this better fucking be better than this, or good God. Let me just say this: he was dealing. I'll get it up here. But speaking of that, while I'm looking at that, did you see Ellie De La Cruz's bomb yesterday?
Yes. 470. Was it 470 or 75?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I just know it was really far.
That's a big boy hit.
That
he crushed it.
I tell you what, he is.
God, I gotta find that.
Going to be a fun one to watch coming up. And what I love about it is you got a hitter's ballpark in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid, 470-foot bombs, it's nothing. Throws what was he clocked from short to first, like at 95 or 100? Like,
That's
this
crazy.
kid is unreal. Ungodly real. So
he's pretty fast too. He's fast.
Oh yeah.
I was watching him last year, and I'm like, that dude's fast. I mean, he probably faster. He took about 4 of them gold chains off.
Dude, he is blinged out, isn't he?
Like Mr. T out there.
Hey, which kind of leads me. I mean, you could also say, but bling is the way to go nowadays.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what,
Verdago is covered in it.
What the young kids like to call it is drip. You gotta have the drip.
You gotta have the drip.
You gotta have the drip. You gotta have the necklace. You gotta have the eye black. Let's see. You got. Don't even get me started on the oven mitts. You gotta have the oven mitts.
What is up with that?
So
I remember.
Okay, hold on.
Let me.
You want me to give you my opinion. I'm gonna give you my. So anybody listen to me? It's my opinion. Oven mitts are trash. Now, I understood when it was first introduced to the game because someone hurt their hand sliding in. I get it. It's a protective cause. I watched college baseball game just yesterday. Kid hits a triple. South Carolina game. Gets over to third. Standing on third base. Hurries up, gets his mitt, puts it on. Doesn't even get it wrapped up real quick. Then scores on a base hit.
Boy, that oven mitt. That helped him out a bunch, didn't it?
Now, I have made some comments on social media joking about the oven mitts, and I love some of the comments I get. Oh, well, it protects my kid's hand, or oh, it's meant to do this. But my thing is, like, your kid is 10.
Yeah.
He's still learning to slide.
Yeah.
Your kid is 11 and doesn't steal bases because he's too slow.
Yeah.
What the hell does he need an oven mitt for? That's like me telling my boy it's okay to have an oven mitt. You're not stealing.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? You gonna bake me some cookies in the dugout?
It'd be like the 3 of us wearing a goddamn oven mitt. How many bases we stealing? Yeah, the first I seen the oven mitt was when Whit Merrifield used to wear one, or wore one with the Royals. I'm like, what the hell's he putting on his hand? Well, he stole a lot of bases and stuff. Well, okay, he doesn't want to hurt his hand. I can see that. Well, now everybody's got one.
So I take Braden. I take Braden to Dick's the other day. Get him some batting gloves. Get him his cleats for high school ball. And I go, "Hey man, you want one of those?" He just looks at me and goes, "No."
No.
And I'm like, "My man." He's like, "I don't know what that's for." I'm like, "I guess to protect your hands." He's like,
for pulling
"Get your hands
cookies
out of the
oven.
goddamn way."
When they were first introduced to the game, it was someone I forgot who. I thought maybe it was Trout. It's because he hurt his hand,
Yeah.
and it was to protect his hand. I get it. Now it's become a. You see from the high school age, middle school age up now. All them boys have it, and they wear. They call them tweeners. The pants that are not knickers, they're not the full length.
Yeah, that's
They
all the
hit
rage now too.
It's all the craze now. They
Yeah.
wear the tweeners, and then hold on, and then they're a size too small. The guy wear them all tight on it, but like they're basically yoga pants.
Mm.
That is what the game of youth baseball has become with some of these boys, and I crack up. Hey, eye black, paint it down.
Warrior paint.
Warrior paint, sunglasses. Of course, you got to have, like even Oakley's are not. It's got to be the 100%. It's got to be, those type of sunglasses. They got the chains. They got the oven mitts in the pocket. Dude,
Well,
I
if
think
they want to
it's a different game out there
Oh,
now.
yeah.
if they want some practice jerseys,
the
apparently.
youngsters, they're seeing all that shit on watching the TV, watching all the pros, and watching all the. Oh, it's cool, man. Hey, Acuna Jr. wears yellow elbow pad. I got to get a yellow one, even though my team color is red or whatever.
They'll have some. If they want some sweet practice jerseys here soon, they ought to have about 900 Fanatics jerseys with MLB names all over them. They can have, especially some Mariners jerseys. My God.
Oh. Well, you said it, and Javi, I know we've talked about this. Acuna, he's out.
Tweaked his knee.
Yeah. Here's my question: is playing winter ball too much for some of these guys?
Man, the way he tweaked it was kind of it was in a hot box. He lost his footing.
Yeah.
I don't think winter ball had any. I don't think it had anything to do with it. Like, is it a lot? Yeah, but I mean, last year he did it and won an MVP award, and wasn't hurt really at all. Took some days off, a couple days off, but it depends on how hard you go at it, man. You look at Harper. Harper don't play winter ball, and it took Harper 3 or 4 years now to figure out that you can't run into the fucking wall and go hard every day. Like, I mean, you want to go hard every day, but like to keep your goddamn career going. I mean,
but
if they all want to take notes, look at Griffey.
Now, I asked this because, like you said, Harper doesn't do it. Is it amongst the Latin players to get to go back home and perform in front of their countrymen? Is that part of the reason why you get a lot of those guys going back playing winter ball?
Yeah, and they should be able to. They don't.
Yeah.
Their country doesn't get to come over here and see them play. And
exactly.
the best thing, the absolutely best thing about the World Baseball Classic every year, a lot of people don't even take the time to watch it, but
no, they don't.
When you watch the passion that all of the teams play for, I mean, the Dominican Republic. I mean, I think of and I always think of this, is I think of Javier Baez and what's his name, Molina. And I think of
Yachty.
the throwdown and the tag, the no look tag, and how fucking pumped those guys were.
Sweet.
I think and the passion those guys play with because they're getting to represent their country. I think a lot of people stop and forget that baseball has so many different countries in it, especially in Major League Baseball. We have everybody, and it's awesome because they should get to go play winter ball, and I think that's why there's not a lot of Major League baseball teams that really say, hey, don't go do this, because it's the chance they get to play for their country and maybe to play with their teammates that didn't get to come over here or haven't made it yet, and it's a chance for the next Acunas, the next Sotos, the next Molinas, the next, anybody to be able to do that. They don't get to see that. I mean, they can see it on TV, yeah, but that gives them a chance to actually get to go see them live. And
Yeah.
I can only imagine being in another country, knowing that knowing you see Major League Baseball, and then your heroes are the players you love that are from your country that you're so proud of. In the wintertime, you're so hyped that they come home and you're going to see them.
Yeah.
And you see the passion of that. And like when you watch, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the clips of Acuna when he's playing winter ball.
Yeah.
And like just the feel and shit over there. I'd give a kidney to go over there and watch that shit.
I will tell you what is people never understand the passion of the game of baseball in Latin countries.
I love it.
It's second to none compared to soccer in Europe. It's like you go to Puerto Rico, the Dominican, you go to Venezuela, even now, Mexico is still just unbelievably. The crowds are into it. The chant. You can almost equate it to a college atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right.
You can almost equate it to that, but on a different level. It's just like, to me, if you say if you're into college baseball or something like that, and you watch that Clemson versus South Carolina game, or that Texas versus Texas A&M game, you would understand as you take that intensity along in the crowd and you almost amplify it by another 10, 20%. That's what you get with Latin crowds in Latin baseball. It sucks because we lose the MVP, who was set to have another monster year.
And they think he'll be back before the season starts.
Yeah.
So he misses some spring training at best.
So, but we have, like you said, we got Ellie De La Cruz just dropped 470-foot bombs.
O'Neal Cruz is back healthy.
Yep.
Before the other Cruz showed up, and when O'Neal got hurt, people forgot. It's like he forgot. I'm like, well, this guy's here.
To see what Tatis does this year.
He hit an absolute fucking monster bomb too yesterday or the day before. It was.
I am anxious to see what Julio Rodriguez does up in Seattle.
I like that guy.
The baseball season is going to be funny. I think we're starting to see now a lot of the younger guys come up. The Adley Rushmans, Julio Rodriguez's, and all those guys that are just, taking over the game at a young age. So, it's going to be interesting to watch some of these.
Think of the last decade, like almost the last 20 years. Honestly, think of who's left. From us three have been fortunate enough to see, like, no words can explain some of the talent we've got to see. Like, I don't give a shit about steroids or not. Just we got Bonds, we got Griffey, we got the back end of Pete Rose. When I was I remember even being little. Think of it. We got George Brett. We got we could go on for days. We got
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan. You got the last of the great Yankees for a while.
Yep.
You got Jeter. We could go on for days. But now you think of it this now. Look, Pujols is gone. Miggy's gone. Miggy's gone. And you think about it, and those are there's still some pitchers. Kershaw's hanging on. Verlander's hanging on. But Greinke's hanging on. But outside of that, Votto, you posted the picture. Votto's like the last dude kind of there, and like he ain't even got a job yet. And it's crazy to think that, like, you look at the teams now, like look at the transition phase when Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and are like established veterans, and Harper and Trout are now starting to be the old guys on their teams.
Yeah.
Really? like they're like, you know, I read a thing about Trout looking to bounce back in something seasons as he ages. I'm like, what? You know, you don't stop and think about it. You're like, holy shit, man.
Well,
You know,
you think of
Harper's been in the league for, I guess, if you think about it now, fucking forever.
yeah.
And the dude's
You know,
not even
Trout-
like 32.
It's like Trout's 13th season coming
Yeah.
up.
And you think of that,
And it
you're
doesn't
like,
seem like that, but I'm like,
no.
I guess it happened like 2011.
Dude,
Yeah,
and these kids are
when you think
babies.
about it, when you see it, and then you have the young guys, like we said, it's the Corbin Carrolls. You know, there's another one. Like I said before, Adley Rutschman. You think of
Bobby
these
Witt.
guys, these young guys. You know, God, you have you know, shit. I mean, it's Bobby Witt. I mean, you just think of
Dude, you
what's
go on forever. Yeah, with these kids.
You go on forever.
And think about it, dude. And Soto is younger than half of them.
Yeah.
Juan Soto is younger than half of them dudes. And Juan Soto's like an established bad motherfucker. And he's younger. He's younger than those dudes. So these dudes are coming up, and and everybody's like, don't forget Juan Soto is a year younger than half these guys.
Now hold on. Now, but you also realize one of the up and comers, and this ought to tell you in the Padres organization, the kid is only 17 years old.
Ethan Salas is a fucking freak. He's
17-year-old catcher.
Yeah.
An absolute freak. Yeah.
He's a freak.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 17. And he's already at big league camp.
17. You know how many 17-year-olds where you're from and where I'm from and where everybody else, that they're not even graduated high school yet?
Yeah.
Man, we
this guy is playing, is it spring training, getting reps in with the major league team, and could possibly be a call-up.
That's nuts.
A call-up come mid-season.
Going left-handed, hitting, you know, switch hitter, opposite field, hitting opposite field, gap doubles and shit, legging out shit. He's 17.
Damn.
I mean,
so
the boy's probably never even touched a titty. And he's already yoked a 400.
When I was 17, that was the only thing I wanted to do.
So think about it. You know, there's the normal mindset, and this kid's literally at the show
chopping it up with the fucking Major League Baseball players.
Sitting in there going, you know,
and here's the thing,
man, how you doing?
Hey,
Machado.
When he goes into the dugout and all these guys sit down and crack open a beer,
right?
He's still got 4 years to go.
Yeah. And Machado's still young and is old enough to be that man's father.
Mm-hmm.
But you think of all the guys we've seen and the guys that are coming up. You take out some of the guys like the Griffeys and, you know, the Jeters, and who are some of those other unsung heroes that kept the game going in your eyes?
Ooh. Are we talking just offense? Are we doing everybody?
You do everybody. You could do, and you think of the generation our generation.
I'll tell you one right now that's just completely, because he struck out so much, but just an insane stat line. So you go look at the big donkey.
Yeah.
And Adam Dunn, I don't know if anybody really fucking truly pays attention to what people were witnessing and not witnessing at the same time, or not paying any attention. That dude hit 40 home runs for 10 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
Or some shit like that. Like, that's a stat line that's insane. And then, like, you know, he was probably ass into the StatCast era. If you think about it, before Giancarlo and Judge, I don't remember anybody, maybe Josh Hamilton and Tomey once in a while, but on a regular basis on SportsCenter, when you saw, or on Baseball Tonight, when you saw a 480,
he 500
foot shot, that was Big Donkey was almost every time. Like, if it was going to get tanked, you're like, there's Adam Dunn. And
you said a name. You just said a name, and I'm glad you kind of brought it up. kind of that what if guy. What if
Oh.
Josh Hamilton
Could have stayed out of the fucking booger sugar.
Sugar.
could have stayed
Oh my
away
God.
from the demons?
Jesus Christ. Oh my
He had
God.
He had what, 3, 4, or 5 good years there in a row. It was
Insane
just
years.
ridiculous, and then he just
I'm pretty sure he won an AL MVP in there.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think he won an AL. Yeah. He
Uh,
literally.
took the Rangers to the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah.
Did
About
he take
changed.
them to the World Series back to back, and they lost? Was he
Yeah.
on those 2 teams?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Then I'm
But
pretty sure
there's the name.
the home run derby at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't even win it, and I'm pretty sure there's not a person that watches home run derbies that remembers that he didn't win that.
Yeah.
He
And
won that one.
not him. I
Who
can tell you
was it
that.
though?
I don't even remember. That's how bad it was.
I know he hit like a shit ton of home runs in
Josh
that
Hamilton
one round.
won it in the first fucking round, and after that, nobody gave a shit.
I think when he was said and done with the round, he about averaged. He had as many home runs as the home run leader that year.
Oh yeah, and dude, he was like
at the All-Star break.
the one he hit like up on the damn near went out of the stadium, hit the like the top of the corner. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude! And he barely looked like he was swinging.
Was it his dad that was pitching to him in that derby, or his high school baseball coach? It was an older guy. It was somebody like related or really close to him.
I remember.
Yeah, which I think back. Like Josh Hamilton, what he could have been.
Mm-hmm.
You said Adam Dunn. God, it's just
one guy that I really liked, and Hobbs said I liked. Jeter is my favorite player. In the last 25 years, 30 years. But I really like to watch Jim Thome hit the ball.
Thome.
That dude was so badass. I really like
that Cleveland Indian squad. When you think of Thome, Manny, Albert Bell, Kenny Lofton,
Robbie Alomar. Well, I guess if you want to get technical, Carlos Baerga first, then Robbie Alomar.
Omar.
Yeah. Yep. Omar
Vizquel.
Dave
Justice.
That team was Tony Fernandez.
Yes.
Dude. Remember the pitching staff? Oral Hershiser, Charles Nagy. Dude, that team was in the 90s, 94, 92, 93, all of them. But of course, then they had the Braves on the other side that were fucking plumb ridiculous too.
Did they make it to the series in 95 and lost to the Braves?
Yeah. Justin Murnau won the home run derby that year.
There you go.
Well, there's a name.
Murnau. Yep. Man, think of all the names you could like unsung dudes. Like a lot of people don't think about Carlos Delgado.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, damn near hit 500 home runs.
In Toronto, he was an absolute beast.
He's a beast when he's a Met.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just Delgado was one. You go on for Nomar Garciaparra before he got hurt. And injuries started fucking with him. I mean, look at the 3 shortstops you had at that time.
Here's a third baseman, or here's a combination when you go because you had a hat on. They get Eric Chavez at third base and Miguel Tejada at second for the Oakland A's.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That era of Moneyball, that era.
Yep. How many damn good players did the A's come up to the A's organization and they just had to let them go?
Well, they almost had 3 Cy Youngs.
Of them.
Yeah, they almost had 3 Cy Youngs. They had their 1, 2, and 3 starters.
Well,
were arguably for about 5 years straight. Yeah, Mulder, Zito, and Hudson.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't get any better than that at that time. That was 3 of the nastiest pitchers you could ever face. Like,
I mean, could you
funny.
Imagine,
I wish they would.
Could you imagine them able to pay those guys and keep them guys together? How
Then
many
kick shit out
goddamn
of-
World Series would those guys would have won?
That was the only team that would have been the Yankees' nightmare
Oh
at
yeah,
that time until Boston became Boston at that time.
Yeah.
But the Yankees have no. I mean, the Mariners were sneaky for a little bit there, if you remember. But dude, no, those A's teams were. But once the Yankees got Giambi out of there,
Well,
it's
you
how-
know, you
it's how
talk
it started.
about that, but look at, and he's still one of my favorite players today is Buster Posey. And look at
Oh, it was great.
the years of the Giants. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
always,
They were
it was
nasty.
like every other year.
Yeah,
Fucking
10, 12, and
fucking
14.
Madison. Yeah,
Every
fucking
2 years,
Madison
fuck
Bumgarner.
Madison Bumgarner.
Fucking Madison Bumgarner.
And fuck
Fucking
Joe Buck
single-
for saying Madison Bumgarner 800 times in Game 7.
And as a Royals fan, we can all. I think everybody. It's still. I'm not going to get started on all the new Royals fans we got during that area because I fucking still hate them all. But
Here,
the fact that Madison Bumgarner, I can fucking safely say this now, and I'm comfortable with it finally. The fact that one goddamn man beat us twice. One man beat us twice. Not the team. One guy. Just one guy. Just being a big ass fucking Texan stud.
bro,
At the time,
Yeah.
I'm like, I hate you so much.
it because Hubbard brought it up.
Oh,
We're all through Kansas City. And I don't get this and why I call them the casual fans. I will say this. Why do people as announcers dislike Joe Buck and now Tony Romo? As Royals and Chiefs fans,
My dislike for Joe Buck.
I'll take Tony Romo if you take Joe Buck.
Yeah. I liked Romo when he first started, but
Now I
he's
want
just
to fucking punch him in the face.
he just talks too much.
I love him.
I mean,
I love him when he's not doing a Chiefs game.
Yeah, exactly. But
when he does
as far as
Chiefs
Joe
games,
Buck, I'm not a big St. Louis fan, and he's from St.
No.
Louis, and I just don't. He just rubs me wrong. And then the whole I want to lick Madison Bumgarner's nutsack during the 14 World Series, that really set it over the edge.
Kansas City fans, I'm here to tell you, Joe Buck and Tony Romo are okay. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go.
Nope.
Let's go.
I think Joe Buck has some of the best over the years calls.
Yeah.
In important games, like when he was calling there's been some World Series calls that have been amazing. I'm not going to take that away from him and shit. The Madison Bumgarner World Series. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I think that the hatred. Joe Buck unfortunately caught all the heat for that, but Romo. I was a huge Romo fan calling games because I think he's a genius most of the time. This year,
he overdoes it sometimes.
Yeah, and this year, well, and I think it's not just because of Romo. I think because Greg Olson's so good.
Yeah.
That it's just kind of, man, and Greg Olson's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of Greg Olson, so Brady's going to take Olson's spot on the number 1 box crew, and Olson's going to number 2 broadcast crew.
Oh,
what do you think of that?
That'd be pretty sweet. Brady will be good. Who knows something all better? But I think my thing.
Badass.
I think what I hate about Romo, if he'd have shut the fuck up at the end of the Super Bowl, at the very end, and just let that shit happen, and just quit trying to talk there at the end, and then made it all fucking weird for the entire country. Because he just kept talking. I'm like, dude, Mahomes threw a touchdown. You don't have to elaborate on it. No one gives a shit about this. The game's over. Shut up.
Yeah.
And he was still just blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, Josh Allen's not here. He got sent home. Joe Burrow's hurt.
Started to
Nobody gives a shit.
overanalyze.
Yeah,
I
and
think
it's
what
like,
happens is he started to overanalyze.
and I know those guys are supposed to set up, like, that's why they do the pregame with all of them. Like when they do the center round table, like a lot of people I don't think realize they actually have like the round table meeting with the players about and the coaches about what they're gonna say, what they should like, where they're gonna lead to. Maybe don't fucking hit on this too much, but do your thing. That's great. They set up the dynamic because if you think about it, NFL football on its own is dramatic enough.
Yeah.
But they have to build the narrative.
Yeah.
And sometimes they bait every one of us, and they especially all three of us are passionate sports fans. It actually is a shout out to how good they are at their job, because by the end of the game, not only are your balls up your ass, your stomachs and butterflies, and you're fucking about to break everything in the front room, and every time, whether it's the Chiefs or whoever you love in any sport, when you get to that extra innings of baseball or that overtime in football, and it's just went back and forth. You're just fucking, you're every goddamn wound up you can get, just full rage bonered, ready to rock. And then there's this dick face on television, just painting the dynamic every way you don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
every way you don't want to hear it, and you're like, I don't. Fuck you, because and kudos to them because it's all a part of it. But at the same time, unfortunately, somebody's got to get hated. It's just like that. If you think about it, this sounds crazy. It's just like WWE. They play fucking heels.
You gotta
They go
overhype
into
it.
heel mode, and you're like, I fucking hate you so much. And then when you win, you're like, yeah, bitch. And then you're fine. Because when they're doing another game, you're like, man, that guy's really fucking good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for breaking down the fucking screen and where that guy was supposed to be. And you called the play before it happened, and you're like, that's pretty good. Pretty good. But then it's
way
the
to
Chiefs
break
game,
down
you're
the
like,
tush
don't say a
push
fucking
there,
word again.
Romo.
Exactly. And it's just
I'm glad
funny.
you said
Fuck
that.
Joe Buck, regardless.
We can't go this episode without saying and giving a huge, I guess, congratulations for on a career to Jason KELCE.
Dude.
Oh, that's tough.
Love that man.
That retirement speech was fucking money too.
I think
got my feels.
Yeah, he's
I think what
protect
happened
that man
is
at all costs.
the podcast shed him into a different light for a lot of people, and he became more well loved because of the podcast.
Yeah,
he's a guy's guy, man. He's like
a regular dude.
He is what I loved about what I don't know if Hubbard, you listen to it. I listen to it. When you get him and Travis together, they're just two brothers who played a game they both love at the highest level, but stay very like you guys.
Yeah, they're just fucking
They don't.
chill.
Yeah, they don't try to. They pick on one another. They tease one another. You see the side of what you wouldn't see what you see on Sundays.
Yeah.
The fact that how he met his wife, how they have the kids, how they are with his kids, how he is with his kids, how he is with his his mom. God, I mean, you could tell they're two mama's boys.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, definitely.
He looks to be more of the mama's boy than Travis.
Yeah.
But like the
Travis is a
genuine
fucking
love you
rebel.
see that he has for his wife.
Oh yeah,
It's just like he grew a lot of fans through the podcast, and is as football guys who watched the game and realize what he was. He's up there with the best of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh
definitely.
Yeah. And he falls under the light to me of like your the big lineman out there. Just
he'll be.
Anthony Munoz comes to mind. He's one of those.
Oh yeah. One of the best left tackles ever played.
Yeah.
He's a surefire Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's universally loved, and the best thing is, you can see everything he talks about. He says it with conviction. Like he tears up. He's a man's man, but he's also he's got a soft side. Yeah. You see the passion he has and the love he has for his teammates. Which there's no dude, and then everything he does, like the day my favorite to this day until the shirt off at the game,
Yeah.
till the celebration with the beer, like the big that was amazing. But until that, when he did the dance when the dude scored the
Yeah.
touchdown for the Eagles,
Yeah.
when he did that was to this day. And then when he dressed like a genie at the Super Bowl parade for the
Yeah.
Eagles, when old Big
Yeah.
Dick Nick won it for him, dude, it's just
But
that dude. He is a treasure. That's what he
he
is.
is. I think what you said is you saw, because football players are seen as egotistical brutes with no emotions, and you got to see, and even with Travis, you got to see emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
You
he was
know,
a wreck, man.
and to see him wear his heart on his sleeve, and in an era of there's no loyalty, amongst players sometimes. The fact that, like he said, I wanted to stay with one organization through my career. He did. He ended it, regardless if they made it back or not. He ended it on his terms.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because of injury. It wasn't because of anything else. He decided, I want to be a family man and devote my time now to whatever ventures he has and with my family. So,
Yeah. I
And
am.
he ain't never gonna have to worry about money as long as that fucking podcast is going. And
yeah,
you know as well as I do. We all know this. That man can go be on any TV show he wants and
Oh,
go
yeah.
do whatever he wants, and everybody is gonna get fucking hyped.
Well, I heard that every network, Amazon Prime, ESPN, Fox,
Yeah, come be on
CBS,
there.
they've all already contacted him, and he's just like, how much you gonna pay me? But anyway,
well,
I was going to say about him is through their podcast and everything, and the way he acts, he's approachable. Like he's just a dude,
He would drink beer
He
with
would
you.
sit there and have beers with us at the Lawson Tavern
That dude
and listen
was
to
totally
Hubbard sing
playing beers
Purple
with you.
Rain, and he'd probably come sing with me. And he's just, and the way him and his brother, him and Travis interact, it's real. I mean, they love each other. They're bros. They're brothers, and that even made me think a lot different about Travis. But they couldn't be two more opposite in the public persona. Travis is flashy and Jason's wearing cut-off sleeveless shirts and flip-flops. He don't give a shit. Travis is wearing,
Fucking
$6,000 sweatpants suits.
and he like Biggie, he's Gucci down head to the floor.
Oh yeah,
dude,
yeah. Oh, he's got the drip, and
as all the kids say, I
Jason
love
doesn't
Travis
give a
Kelce
shit.
because it's drippy.
Yeah, no, but I mean it. Yeah, I've watched. I didn't watch the whole speech, but I've watched clips of here and there, and I'm like sitting here watching this, have a lump in my throat. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, that podcast is hilarious. Those guys are just, they're
genuine.
Yeah, they are, and that's what's cool. They love where they're from, Cleveland Heights. They're Cleveland, Ohio boys, and then Jason loves Philly, and Travis loves Kansas City. So that's great. I love it.
Hey, go ahead, Dave.
I was gonna say it's hard to think. When I look at my age and think of all the players, the great players that I have a chance to being a sports guy to see careers. And you see is just NBA wise, MLB wise, NFL wise, like one day, down the line to my grandkids, never not going to know, and I say, I watched the greatest basketball player that ever lived, in Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did.
I saw it. The debate is the best quarterback to ever live. One of them played here in our city. There's going to be a comparison Tom Brady and him.
Yeah,
I
have
watched
seen the
Joe
top.
Montana.
Yeah,
I
might
got to
have
see
the best 5 quarterbacks of all time play the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got to see Barry Sanders, Walter Payton play. I got to see, late great Kobe Bryant play. Shaq, as much as I don't care for him, I can't knock what he's done in LeBron James. It's like, naming all the baseball players, Ken Griffey Jr., God, the Atlanta pitching staff when they played, Derek Jeter. Like, as much as I hated the Yankees, as much as I hated
So good.
Derek Jeter,
Love
Fuck them
them.
all, but they're so good.
I
They're
had to
good.
tip my cap to him.
Oh, they're so good.
To see some of the guys growing up that I idolized of Roger Clemens when he played, the guys I wanted to be like, Wade Boggs and those guys, George Brett and a lot of those guys, man. And now you're seeing guys like we said, we just saw Albert Pujols walk away from the game.
Mhm.
Miguel Cabrera walk away from the game. Now it's one of the greatest football offensive linemen to ever play, Jason KELCE, walk away from the game. I can only imagine what's going to happen to the city of Kansas City when Pat Mahomes or Travis Kelce decide to walk away from the game. It's
So I was really thinking if
I thought Travis was going to go. I know where you're going with this.
if Jason retired, Travis was going to retire too.
Thank God we
I
won
really
that
thought
fucking
that
ring.
earlier this year. I'm like, Jason's probably going to retire. I could see Travis hanging it up, and both
They
of
go to
them
the Hall of
going to
Fame
the
together?
Hall of Fame the same year.
only reason why I didn't. I thought if the Chiefs got knocked out early in the playoffs, I could have saw it.
Yeah,
That trophy.
But
I think that trophy did it.
that
And then
trophy,
they're going for 3. So
I think what happens is, as an athlete, and I've said it no matter what sport you play, when you win something, it's hard to walk away after you win, or you make a deep run in something, because it's like it feeds that hunger
Yeah.
that you thought that was dying away.
Yeah, and now they're chasing for real history, like for real
Now you're chasing
history. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now you can, if they do pull off the three-peat, now you can go, we have the best quarterback to ever play the game. I don't care what anybody says.
You also can make the argument for the most dominant dynasty of all of the dynasties.
You have the best tight end that ever played the game.
Mm-hmm.
You have one of the best defensive players that ever disrupt a game on that team.
And now the most hated team in the NFL.
Oh yeah. I love it.
So,
everybody hates us, and I love it. We're the Patriots of 20 years ago.
We're so good at being the bad guys, it's not even funny.
We're like, why do you hate us? We're just the Chiefs. We're just Kansas City.
We
got good barbecue.
Come eat our barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Hobbsy? It's your birthday, man. Since it's your birthday.
What's up?
If we were to sit down at a bar one last time and say goodbye, I'm grown up, we'd have to do a line of shots. What are we pulling up?
Well, if we're done talking sports, we have to. There's a couple things before we ever get off here. I have to get on Hubbard with, because one we have to tell a story about. So this, in closing, we have to have a nice little entertaining little.
Of course, that's why we're here.
So yeah, first off, if this was our last final round of shots, do we want to remember any of it, or are we not gonna remember it?
Dude, we haven't remembered most of them those nights anyway. So
if we're going to the edge, we're probably gonna dabble in either some Starry Nights or some Gorilla Farts. And just
God.
If we're setting the tone, and I don't know, dressing up like lumberjacks and going to Neon Wild to watch our buddy Hubbard somehow end up in the costume contest having a fucking dance off
and taking third.
Probably some Jaeger bombs.
Yeah.
If we're just having some gentlemen's drinks, probably a nice whiskey.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain that if I were to guess, the shot of choice, if we were just being us, somehow one way or another, I'm pretty sure that there'd be a ring of fire with Fireball.
Oh yeah.
And Christ on Christmas, there would probably be enough of it drank to kill 3 humans and a horse. But
Oh, that shit.
that if we're going there, so I can't not get on here and have Hubbard on here. We can't not have some story time with Hubbard as far as shenanigans in the way we are now.
It was your birthday. It's your birthday present with Hubbard on here. Go ahead. The floor is yours, my friend.
So the first one that made me laugh is, and I was telling Ashley about this, and Dave, I know you've seen pictures of it. I don't remember if you were there for this or not, but everyone's seen the video now of Mr. Jason KELCE after the Super Bowl just fucking belly dancing in his Lucha Libre mask. Now, I'm going to tell you about a time at a softball tournament in Kearney. The night before, I think we were at Dutch Duplex, if I remember right. I don't even fucking know if that's right. I know that in the morning, we got up. I had to drive about 110 in my Mustang to my parents' house, where I threw up in the bathroom, in the sink.
Nice.
I didn't even get it in the toilet, to get a cup and my softball stuff. When I got back, I joined my lovely team, and there was my good buddy over there named Brian Hubbard. And obviously, booze continued to get drank. I believe we had a nice break during the day, and I don't know where it came from, but a Lucha Libre mask was in attendance, and I believe there might be some pictures of Brian Hubbard. Correct me if I'm wrong. In a stance on top of maybe the roof of a car.
I may have it was on the toolbox of my Ranger.
Toolbox of the Ranger, where we lost a shoe, never to be seen again. But I'm pretty sure ask Brian Hubbard if he likes to party in a Lucha Libre mask.
Was that the Lucha Libre mask and sliders? I believe.
Sliders. No shirt.
I don't think no shirt. Straight up
shirt.
Bo Jackson with the bat behind my head.
Yes.
Standing on the. And then didn't I fall in a puddle?
Guy down in the puddle.
Fat guy in a puddle.
Fat guy in a puddle.
Yeah.
So, Hubbard, give me a big smile. So let's talk about something.
What, the tooth?
Tell Dave, and tell whoever's listening to us, because two of the guys I know who listen to us quite religiously and they know the story, but I know they're going to love to hear this again, is Mr. Dustin Suller and Brett Campbell love hearing about this.
Yeah.
They know, I'm sure. But Dave, have you ever heard the story about the tooth?
I think I have. Well, you can refresh my memory, but I believe I have. Then
tell them how many of the next tooth you had.
Okay, so it was the night before my 16th birthday. I was racing motorcycles. I was at a hill climb in Holt, Missouri, and ended up crashing pretty hard. Handlebars hit me under the chin, broke my jaw, tooth comes flying out. That happened a month after I got my braces off.
Wow.
My mom was not happy. Yeah, so had the jaw wired, tooth was out. So I ended up getting a flipper, So had a flipper for years, and it kept breaking here and there. And one time, I think this might be what Hobbs is hinting at. One time I was at Hooters, and there was a lot of beers involved and a lot of wings. And when I would eat wings, I would take my tooth out and wrap it in a napkin and set it on the table. Just start chowing down on wings. Well, I'm probably 3 pitchers deep in some beers. My tooth was on the table. I get up to go to the bathroom. Come out of the bathroom. She cleared the table off. Tooth gone. I'm like, where the fuck's my tooth at? And my buddies are sitting there. They're like, what do you mean? Where's your tooth? I go, it was sitting right here. Oh, she cleared the table off. So the waitress comes back over. I'm like, hey, what did you do with the stuff you just threw? Oh, I threw it in the trash can. And they had just taken the trash out to the dumpster. I did not ask them to, but there was Hooters waitresses in the fucking dumpster trying to look for my tooth. And I'm like, listen, girls, it's cool. I said, I'll just get another one. No, we'll try to find it. I'm like, you're in a fucking dumpster. I'm like, get out. So yeah, that was one time I lost it. That was pretty good. And then it would just keep breaking and shit. And
Yeah.
finally I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this damn thing. So I'll just quit wearing it. And then I was going to get a permanent one put in. And I just kind of, took 1 year went by, 2 years went by. Then I was just Hubbard. He don't have a front tooth. And I just rolled with it for like the last 20 years without it. So I'm like, screw it. But I did tell my wife I would get my tooth fixed.
Aw.
So,
Nice, man.
I'm gonna get it done, but I mean, I've been without it longer than I had it, So it's kind of just a part of it.
So, let me think something. We're what, 2024, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
12 years ago, how old were you been?
2024. I'm 45, so I'd have been 33, 12 years ago.
Yeah. How's it you'd have been? How old?
Oh man, when?
29.
How long ago?
12 years ago.
I'm 41. So whatever math that comes out at.
Math's hard.
Yeah.
So,
29.
29.
12 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey!
Look at that. Hell yeah, buddy. That was a night.
I leave my
Oh
man.
my God.
Hobbs looks like Al Borland off of Tool Time,
Full time?
Home Improvement.
It's fun. It's
Now-
fun. Scroll through that.
Hey,
I
that's
was
the
gonna.
night I took third in the costume/dance competition.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Now, I will say this. Hobbs,
What's up, buddy?
I got another one because it's your birthday, and I believe this. As a matter of fact,
boy.
this is on your birthday.
Oh boy. Oh my. Coppin.
Damn.
How's that guy doing?
And
Where?
because it's your birthday, man. Hold on, let me find the. Where is it at?
We're doing picture share along. Hubbard, I'm trying to find you in a like what I've been trying to do for the last 10 minutes.
Lucha Libre.
Is you and the Lucha Libre trophy or the physique pictures.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Facebook goes back 20 years.
I have got a story, a Hobbs birthday story I would like to share.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Hobbs's big 3-0 at the Landing. Was that
boy.
Yeah. Hobbs decided to go hard in the paint on some Jaeger bombs.
Liquid cocaine brought to you by Bart fucking Green.
Okay, yeah, liquid cocaine. Hobbs, when Hobbs gets really, really drunk,
Yeah.
and people keep pawing at him, like he goes a little nuts. So the shirt came off, the hat got thrown, the shirt came off. He was standing there in a wife beater, punching was it a video game, whatever, I don't know what it was, jukebox or something. I go over and I'm like, Chico, the guy who runs the landing, he's from Lawson. I've known him for years.
Right,
He's like, hey, Hubbard, can you go try to calm Mikey down? And I'm like, yeah, I'll try. So I go over there. I'm like, Hobbs, dude, calm down, dude. You're going a little nuts. He looks at me square in the eyes and just headbutts me as hard as he fucking can right in the cheek. Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That was at the landing.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, I get all mad. I'm like, fuck that dude, this and that. So they get Hobbs outside, and he's trying to kill everyone because everybody keeps pawing at him. I'm like, guys, just leave him alone. Let him calm down. And then finally I go outside. I'm like, dude, are you done? He's like, yeah. He goes, hey, man, why's your cheek bleeding? I'm like, because you fucking headbutted me, dickhead. So who gave us a ride back to your apartment that night? I can't even
Autumn.
remember. Yeah, Autumn.
Autumn.
So we jump in the car, take off. It was great the rest of the night. I mean, we get back to Hobbs' house, and at that point in time, he had completely calmed down and everything. When we get back to this place, he goes, you want to drink some more? I go, yeah. So we just start pounding beers again. I'm like, but I had about a half a shiner the next day. Oh, yeah, it's great.
I tell you what, man, Hobbsy, brother, happy birthday to you, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Hey, like I said, you are killing it with what you're doing right now. Believe it or not.
Ooh, it's tough, man.
Oh, you're doing a good job, Hobbs.
I'm trying.
I tell you what, it was great having Hubbard on here.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Hey, man, I tell you what, I know I couldn't do a birthday episode. It seemed right not having you on.
Oh, yeah.
The episode. And I tell you what, I remember some times us three used to have some good times at the ball fields and then at the bars.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Hubbard, my man,
there's some moonshine in there too.
You keep fucking doing what you're doing as far as a dad, my brother. It is good seeing it. Hey,
I appreciate it.
Plot it. Keep doing it. Hey, I know little girls can be tough, but
they'll try your patience. But
try your patience. But hey, man, nothing better. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I tell everybody this. My daughter, Bellamy, is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. 100%.
Like I said, you look at that picture from us three together 12 years ago compared to what I'm looking at my screen now.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at three different men.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what.
I always said, we all have our problems. We all have our demons or whatever it is. God knows. Like I said when we started off the show, overcoming that, man, and we've all three have overcome a lot and see our lives going down a different path, man. It's awesome to see.
I'll tell you,
my brother, happy birthday to you and many more to go.
Thanks, man.
Man, Aubrey, you got any last words to say, my friend?
Well, for one, happy birthday, Mikey.
Thank you.
Me and Mikey go back a long way. Little fat kid in the Barry Sanders jersey coming up. Hey, can I play some football with you guys? Come on, Hobbs, let's go.
Sweet moves.
Yeah, he had some sweet moves. You guys are killing this podcast. I enjoy listening to it, watching it. I'll lay in bed and listen to it and fall asleep. And I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. When Hobbs told me a couple weeks ago, he's like, hey, we'd like to have you on sometime. You down with that? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm down with that. My wife had messaged him the other day. You need to get Hubbard on. You need to get Brian on there. So, but
it was coming. It was coming.
Hey, Dave, you're doing awesome as well as the whole dad thing and everything. And Hobbs is killing it. I mean, I appreciate you guys letting me come on and tell some dumbass stories of the
How you lost your tooth.
back in the day.
wanna-
Oh yeah, yeah.
Before we go,
Um,
Dave, I bet you didn't know this. So when I met Ashley,
Uh-huh.
I had a really, really big problem with getting out of my own way.
Yeah.
I was that whole He-Man, woman hater, bachelor. I'm not gonna get close to anybody. I don't think we all know I fully embraced it.
Yeah.
So
mhm.
let's break it down real quick. I was about a bottle and a half of
Uh-huh.
whiskey into my night, and I called Brian Hubbard at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And if it wasn't for that fella right there, I may very well not be married to this day. So
Yeah,
I
I
got one
remember
of
the phone call.
Yep,
I
I got
remember
one
the
of
phone
the
call.
to this day best speeches about getting my head out of my ass. And is the juice worth the squeeze? I don't think in my entire life now, all 41 years of it, there's probably been about 3 or 4 times where anybody's ever got to the stubborn side of me in a drunken state, and it all made sense sober the next day. And by God, Hubbard talked me into taking the biggest risk of my life to this day. And
Well, you
thank
remember
God for that.
I called you. I
Yep.
called you the next afternoon because I
Yep.
wanted you to remember what I told you when you were
And
a bottle and a half deep. And I told
oddly
you, I
enough,
was like, I said,
it was that night. It was whose birthday?
mhm,
Brian Hubbard's birthday party.
mhm.
Where I told Ashley I came back to Lawson, which was not something I did very much.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
was Hub's birthday party, and I came and I told her, "Hey, I'm going to be here. If you want to come up here, I'm here or not." And after that night, the rest is the history or where we're at right now.
well, I will say this, Hubbard. I'll give you one story I remember very well between you and Hobbs. We were all hanging out. And matter of fact, I somehow got my brown ass up to Lawson Tavern.
That was after
Dancing.
one of the tournaments in
Dancing.
Lawson. Yeah.
You were an adamant guy that you were bound and determined to get me into a pearl button up, my friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
And you would sit there and told me that if I'm going to get a button up, it's got to be a pearl button up.
Pearl snap,
And
man. That's the one way to go.
I said, for you, I would get me one. I never did end up getting one because you wasn't around to help me shop for one.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
But I do recall that night as we were sitting at the table and some guy came up to walk by the table and you said, "Hey, that ain't no pearl button up. That's a bitch shirt." And then you proceeded to go on and sing Purple Rain, which is absolutely lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe
Love it.
didn't you dance
He
that
was
night up
dancing.
there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't ready for
I
fucking.
think I surprised everybody when I got up and this big ass Mexican got started two stepping out
Yeah,
there.
they weren't ready for the big cinnamon two step. They were
What-
not ready for big cinnamon two step.
I
Yeah.
remember walking into that bar and it's like everything stopped.
Yeah.
And
You
all
were
this
like,
kind
what
of
in the
turned
world?
left.
But hey, you was good. You was with Hubbard. You was good. You was with Big Hub at the Lawson Tavern. Hey, nobody gonna fuck with you.
Hey, I wasn't worried about anything, but I just thought that if you ever define that moment when you see in the movies when people walk in, everything, music stops, everybody turn, that was that moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
I'm glad you could experience the Lawson Tavern.
Hey,
Everybody
I never thought I would go to South Dakota one time and come back and bring the most famous drink of all time at the Lawson Tavern back with me.
Dude, that thing is a top seller.
All for me and Hubbard when I got back from South Dakota, calling Hubbard being like, "Meet me at my apartment in like an hour. I got something to show you."
Yeah.
Well, Hubbard, man, we appreciate you coming on, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Again, happy birthday. With that, we're out of here.
See you guys later. Love you.
Everybody.